fashionable glasses. Not sure if you can see right there. These are ocean cleanup glasses. Super nice and heavy duty and thicker plastic actually. Because every pair of glasses like that you buy, it's not cheap. They're, hang on one sec. They're $200, but it's a donation to the organization called Ocean Cleanup. And for every pair of glasses you buy, they clean up 7 football fields of plastic out of the ocean. So well worth it in my opinion, whether you wear the glasses or not. But they just arrived, so I'm very excited. Very excited about my new donation / purchase. All right, so today, Workshop Wednesday, we're gonna do a solid hour flow. Looks like we are on here. We're gonna work on some upper back, some shoulders, and maybe throw in an arm balance or two. All right.
All right, so today, workshop.
Yes, Jason. All right. Let's see how it goes here. There we go. All right, let's do it. So let's go ahead and begin. All looks good. Feet about shoulder distance. My friend Ed is here. Just now you might be able to see him in the reflection. Somebody was like, is that another person? But it's all right. He's way off in the distance. Bring the palms together, close the eyes, relax the shoulders. Start breathing in and out of the nose. Good, smooth, even breaths. Just take the first moment here, set your intention. So intention to release some stress, to heal, to strengthen. Whatever it means for you, whatever comes up for you. Maybe you just want to let go of something. Maybe you need to manifest something. It's very personal, individual. But once you have that, go ahead and drop the head over to your left side. So part of the, we do this most every day, but part of the shoulder is the neck. So the neck is connected to the shoulder. So we want to just go ahead, you can open the eyes and drop the arms actually for the moment, and you're going to take that right arm. So my head is down to my left, taking the right arm, so the opposite arm away from the ear. So as you reach it sort of down and away, it should make that stretch in the neck a little deeper. Just breathe. Good, then drop the chin down just slightly and reach the arm forward. Chin down, arm forward, hold. So now you're feeling this a little bit more in the back of the neck. Good. And then arm back, chin up, and breathe. So kind of more front side of the neck, even a little bicep. If you turn your palm out and sort of flex your wrist, you get more bicep too. Good, now back, drop the arm, other side with the head. So immediately you'll feel a little bit more space on the right side. Now you're dropping the head to the right. First, just pause and notice. Make sure you don't go too deep, too fast. And then from here, you can reach the arm away from you, stretching. Good, and then drop the chin slightly and then reach the arm forward, a few breaths. Good. And then from here, arm back slightly, chin up, and breathe a little bit more on the front side. Good. And then back to the center, drop the arm, make a few circles with the head one direction. So oftentimes if we start this without a bigger neck stretch, it's kind of crunchy inside the neck. But after a little bit of a neck stretch, I find that it's less crunchy opposite direction with the head, just a few rounds. So, and these should be medium circles, not anything super intense. Back to the center. Shoulder rolls, forward and back, forward and back. 4 nights of sleep in a row, you guys. Liam woke up at 5:40 this morning, so that's a little earlier than we'd like. Shoulder rolls opposite direction, but still 4 nights in a row from 7:30 or 8 till at least 5:40, which is magnificent. Go ahead and take the arms up from there. Interlace the fingers. Turn the palms up. This morning was the first morning in a very long time that I've had 2 crowns in my readiness score and my sleep score. So high 80s, that's high 80s. First time that's happened in a long time. Come up on the toes. Go ahead and pause here for a few moments. Balance, keep your eyes open. Breathing. Slight engage in the belly, drawing the ribs down slightly. So you isolate the shoulders as you balance and stretch. Good, then go ahead and drop back down, fold over to one side, easy side stretch. Quick reminder, these classes I've done on a donation basis, or you can become a monthly member. So if you're gonna donate and pay for your class, you could do that through Venmo me directly, at Teddy McDonald. Go ahead and come on up to the center, switch sides. You could also go to the 5 Point Yoga website, the studio website, and you could pay for your class, or there's a $15 suggested donation link for your online class, or you can go to consciousendurance.com and become a monthly member there. And that's it. Sadly, back to the center. Lean back, take a nice big inhale, and then fold down forward, exhale. I heard yesterday and found out that it is confirmed that Yoga Works is closing 66 yoga studios. Oh, man, so sad. When I started doing yoga 24 years ago, Yoga Works was like the yoga studio, right? That was like where everything was authentic and there was no music, and you know, that's where everyone did their teacher training. And obviously things changed. They had investors come in, venture capital, and you know, they were part of the whole. They bought up studios in LA and San Francisco and New York, and I can't believe it, but pandemic shut down 66 yoga studios. Very sad, very sad. Go ahead now, clasp the hands back here, interlace the fingertips, stretch the shoulders. If you're a Yoga Works fan or a Yoga Works online member, then they're still going to keep their online situation. A couple more breaths. Good. And then release that. What we're going to do is squat down. So right into the hips, bend the knees a little bit. Squat down. Interlace the fingers. Lift the arms up. Stretch. One more inhale into the upper back and shoulders. So that's our focus right here, is getting into that upper back. And then fold. So you kind of lean forward. So clasp the hands behind your back again. Interlace the fingers. We're going to do a couple rounds like that. Stretch the shoulders. And then again, same thing. Release the arms, bend the knees, reach the arms up. And first forward if you can, and then get them up higher and higher. And again, if you're on your toes in your squat, it's totally fine. But just do the best you can. Breathe. One more inhale. Fold down, clasp the hands back, stretch the shoulders. Good, we're going to do one more. Go ahead and release it. And come on back down. Interlace. and reach up. Good, one more inhale, and fold. Clasp the hands back, interlace the fingertips, stretch one more time here. And the knees can definitely be slightly bent if you're a little tighter in the legs. One more breath, stretch, and then release it. Engage the abdomen, slowly roll your way up. Super, super strong abs, always to protect the lower back. Lower back is not strong enough to pick up your whole body. Right arm, make a few shoulder circles. I mean, it's strong enough, but it has to work extra hard. So if you use your abdomen to help support the back, then your back will last longer. A few more circles with one arm. Good, then switch arms, same thing. Just kind of loosen up the shoulders a bit. So we're going to do some low plank. We're going to do some forearm balance to try to get into the thoracic spine. We'll do a little bit of twisting too. And then maybe, if you're up for it, we'll kick upside down, side to side. So feel this wherever you feel it, but see if you can feel it more in the upper back. So you want to sort of lengthen up a little bit as opposed to, you know, rounding the back and folding forward. You want to sort of stand up taller. Good. Back to the center. Feet together, palms together. Take a nice big inhale, lift the arms up. Fold all the way forward, down, exhale. Extend the spine as you inhale, look forward, and then step back as you exhale. Hold it here, breathe. Abdomen strong right away, breath smooth. Good, push-ups from here, lower halfway, chaturanga, press up. Plank, lower halfway, and then press up. Good, 3 more. One more. Good, drop to the knees. Cat and cow tilts for the spine. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, round the back, tuck the tailbone. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Went for a couple more times. A little run this morning. It was so cold. It wasn't really that cold. It was probably maybe mid to high 40s, low 50s. Low 50s when I left. I lost. My fingers got so cold. Lift the feet up now, side to side. It was crazy. Happens to me though often. I have Raynaud's or Raynoids, I don't know exactly how to say it. It's like a circulation thing where I lose when there's quick temperature changes, usually when it drops, then and my body warms up, but my fingers and toes, but today it was just my fingers. Side to side here. And then when you're done, because it didn't warm, sometimes it warms up during the run, but it didn't today, so it was painful. After I finished. Back to the center. This time left leg back, right arm forward. So a little strength for your back, core, hips. From here, I want you to just lift up for a moment. Lift the right arm and left leg. And then go ahead and come down. Right arm to the right, left leg to the left. So it's a little tricky. This foot is going to want to go down, but I want you to lift it off the floor. Breathe. Good, then leg back, arm forward, lift again, and then we'll switch it. Around the back, tuck the tailbone, and then back to neutral. Right leg back, left arm forward, breathe. Good, then left arm out to the left, right leg over to the right, and breathe. Good. Right leg back, left arm forward, lift up, and release. Child's pose. Go ahead and rest. Child's pose just for a moment. Good, and then downward facing dog when you're ready. Come on up, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So just as a review, fingers are spread, palms are flat, so you can look at the hands, make sure there's space in between all the fingers. Make sure you're pushing the knuckles down, so you don't want to be lifting, and your index fingers are parallel to each other. Step the feet a little bit closer to each other, bend your left leg, push the right heel down, stretch. So back of the leg stretch here. Good, then switch sides, same thing. Good. Straightening both legs from there, coming up on the toes, walk softly to the hands. Start our sun salutations halfway up and fold all the way up. Nice big inhale. Hands to the heart. Exhale. Arms up again. Inhale. Lift it. Exhale. Fold down. Drop the head. Extend the spine. Look forward. Inhale. Step back. Exhale. Vinyasa, the easiest way. First, knees down, all the way to your mat. Point the toes back. Gentle cobra pose. So you could do that version of a vinyasa the whole entire class. And then you just reverse it back to the hands and knees, tuck the toes, lift up. That's kind of, a little bit on the easier side. From here, down dog, lift the tailbone, extend the shoulders, gently pressing the thighs back, stretching the back of the legs. One more breath. And then up on the toes again. Walk softly, or you could hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale, fold as you exhale, all the way up as you inhale. Hands to the heart. Exhale. Arms up again, inhale. 2 more rounds, fold as you exhale. Extend the spine as you inhale, step back or hop. Chaturanga, you can lower, or you can lower all the way to the mat. Upward facing dog, pull the shoulders back. Feel that if you can in the upper spine, and then right back to downward facing dog. Breathe and stretch. Good. Up on the toes again. Walk or jump forward. Extend the spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. All the way up. Nice big inhale. Hands together at the heart. Exhale. Arms up again. Inhale. One more round like that. Fold down forward as you exhale. Extend the spine as you inhale. Step back or jump back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, shoulders pulled back a bit. Good. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Good. One more breath. You're going to try to go 3 nice, long, slow breaths. Up on the toes again. Walk or hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Chair pose from here. Inhale. This time we're going to go right into a twist. So bring the palms together. Hook your left elbow outside the right knee. Then keep the feet together. Keep the knees on the same plane if you can. Lengthen the upper body and just twist the spine here. Breathe. Good. One more breath. And then back to chair. Inhale. Stand up. Hands. Oh, we got to switch sides. Let's go right to the other side. Switching. Lengthen the upper body. Twist and breathe. Good. One more breath. Good, back to chair, inhale. And then stand, hands together at the heart, exhale. So we're gonna go right through, right into our sun salutation B. So we're gonna do some core later, so we'll skip it in our initial breakdown. So chair pose, inhale. Fold down, exhale. This is sun salutation B. Halfway up, look forward, inhale, and then step backward, jump. Chaturanga, or all the way to the mat. Upward facing dog, gentle back bend, downward facing dog. Right leg first, take it up behind you, bring it forward. Warrior one, just reach up. Inhale. Hands down to the floor, leg back. Vinyasa, lower. Up. Down. Left side, take it up. Bring it forward. Warrior one, reach up. Inhale. Stretch. Hands down. Leg back. Vinyasa, lower. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Fingers spread. Palms flat. Breath smooth. Good. Again, up on the toes, right away, walk or hop. Extend that spine as you inhale, fold as you exhale. Chair pose again, inhale. Stand, hands together at the heart, exhale. Big full breath. We're gonna do 2 more rounds like that. That's it. Back to chair, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Extend that spine, inhale. Step or jump back. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Down dog, right leg, take it up, bring it forward. Warrior one, reach up, inhale. Hands down, leg back. Vinyasa, lower. Upward facing dog. Down dog, left side, take it up, bring it forward. Warrior one, reach. Hands down, take the leg back, Vinyasa. Downward facing dog pose, breathe. Good, and again up on the toes, walk or lightly hop forward. Extend the spine as you inhale, fold as you exhale. Chair pose, bend the knees, reach the arms, inhale. Stand, hands together at the heart, exhale. Good big full breath. And then back to chair when you're ready, inhale. Fold as you exhale. Extend the spine, inhale. Step or jump back, exhale. Chaturanga. Facing dog and down dog. Last cycle through here, right leg up, bring it forward. Warrior one, reach up, inhale. Hands down, take the leg back. Vinyasa, lower. Upward facing dog, good. Down dog, left side, take it up, bring it forward. Warrior one, reach up, inhale. Hands down, take the leg back, Vinyasa, lower. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog pose, good. From here, right away, drop to the knees. Keep your toes tucked and do that little foot stretch that I love to do. Somebody else was talking about plantar fasciitis. Oh, my wife, Lauren, was doing her, she does this Pilates person. Interlace the fingertips, turn the palms forward, reach the arms up. And they were doing a stretch on the back, on their backs with a strap, but kind of flexing the foot. She was talking about how that would help your plantar fasciitis. Hopefully you don't have it, but this is really good for you. And your feet lift up a little bit, lean back, so we're still getting some shoulders. One more breath. And then slowly Come forward, onto the hands and knees. Pick the feet up, wiggle the toes a little bit. Good. And then from here, point the toes back. You're going to sit back onto your heels. So this is, this may not be that big of a stretch. Sometimes this is easy for people. Depends on your knees, the tops of your feet, and your quads. If it's harder for you, just hang in there, balance. You may need to even support yourself like this with your arms. If it's easier for you, then I want you to lean back a little bit and lift the knees up. And that may or may not be possible, so just do the best you can and breathe. Get the tops of the feet here. That's what we're stretching. Drop those shoulders down. Push the heart up. Drop the head back and breathe. One more breath. Good. Come forward. Onto the hands and knees. Again, lift the feet, roll the ankles one direction. And then opposite direction. Good. Downward facing dog. And stretch the legs here. Bend the left leg. Push the right heel down. Big stretch. And then switch sides, stretch. Good. Right leg up from there. Bring it all the way forward to the hands. Turn the back foot flat, warrior one first. And then from here, just hold warrior one, a couple breaths. So we're kind of reversing our sequence here, but hips forward, shoulders down, warrior one. So just kind of get into a nice, good warrior one for you. Hips a little bit forward. So slight engage in the belly pulls that left hip forward without getting the back heel off the floor. Back heel should always be on the floor here. Warrior one. Now we're going to take this into the shoulders. So interlace the fingers back behind you. Draw the shoulders back. So not only is it a stretch, but it's kind of external rotation for your shoulders. So really pull them back and down. And then lift the heart up and drop the head back and take about 3 deep breaths while you bend that front leg. One more inhale. And then you're going to fold. So fold down, stretch. If you needed to, you could lean into the front leg. Eventually, you'll go inside the front leg and then stretch deep either way in the shoulders. Breathing. One more breath. I'm going to come back up to warrior one. Inhale. And then hands down to the floor. Exhale. Take it back. You can go straight to down dog. That's always an option, right? The vinyasa becomes optional depending on you and how you're feeling. And, you might want a little bit more recovery time. Left side. Take the leg up. Bring it forward. Turn the back foot, warrior one. Let's hold warrior one. Again, hips turn forward, shoulders relaxed, breath smooth. Good. From here, clasp the hands back behind you. So you could interlace the normal way. There's like a natural way to interlace, and then the one finger over becomes slightly unnatural. And that's what I want you to find. So just flip the fingers all one over. Lift the heart up. Externally rotate those shoulders. Pull them down. Lift the heart up. Drop the head back. Take a couple of deep breaths. Just always trying to get the most out of the experience. One more inhale. And then fold down. And again, leaning on that front leg, just a little bit easier. Still stretch the shoulders, but maybe a little lean on the front leg. If you don't need that, then you sink the head down toward the floor and breathe. Strong back leg. One more breath. Good. Come on, back up. Warrior one. Inhale. Hands down to the floor. Take the leg back. Vinyasa, lower down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. Hold and breathe. Take a couple breaths here. We're going to go right down to our first slow plank. So down onto the knees. And then ultimately you want to have your forearms parallel. I'm going to go grab a block in a second. But if you needed to have your fingers interlaced in your hands that way, that's also fine. Stand by 1 second, because if you had a block, go ahead and grab it. Here, Ed will toss you a block. Oh, you got one. Good. Good. So the idea is to to kind of brace your forearms in here. So if your shoulders are tighter, your arms are going to go out. So if you didn't have the block and you went like this, as soon as you go to dolphin, which we're not doing right now, but your hands typically do this. So the block is meant to stop that from happening. So it'll actually be a deeper stretch. So do the best you can to come up here, get those shoulders. And you could use a book. If you didn't have a block, you could use a book, or I guess all kinds of things. Go ahead now. Low plank, 1 minute. Ready, set, go. Hold it here, breathe. Just gonna hold for the first minute. We're probably gonna do maybe, one more of these. Abdomen strong, shoulders extend, thighs engaged, breath smooth. Good. Already 25 seconds in. Keep breathing. $40 seconds, 20 more to go. Abdomen strong. Breathe deeply. 10 more seconds. Extend the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the hips up and then push the shoulders back. This is now where we get into that upper back and shoulders here, and really press back. Upper back and shoulders. Breathe. Good. And now, if you can, look at the hands. Push the arms straight, downward facing dog. And you can move the block out of the way. All right. Round 2. Right leg up behind you. Bring it all the way forward. This time, you're going to stay on your back toes. Come up into crescent pose. Slightly different. Arms up, shoulders relaxed, but you're on the back toes. Right away, go ahead and take the arms out to the side. Lift the heart up. Breathe deeply. One more inhale. Look forward, make sure you stay balanced, then come on up. Balance in warrior 3. Warrior 3, if you had the block, not long here, warrior 3 to half moon. So you're gonna bring that right hand down and then left arm up. So the idea with the block is just to sort of get this hip more open. So it extends your arm essentially, right? And if your leg is tighter, your leg is more flexible, you won't need the block because you can straighten the leg, you can tilt the upper body, get the arm down, whoa, maybe crash. But sometimes the block is nicer to have as a little support. Oftentimes people think it's cheating. It's not cheating. It's actually making it more efficient. But lift up, breathe, depending on you and your body. One more breath. Good. Now look down. If you can, back up to warrior 3. So bend the leg and then come back up using all your core muscles. And then left hand down, right arm up, block or not. And twist. Flexing that back foot, drive through the back leg, lengthen the upper body, twist up and breathe. Good, one more breath. And then hands down into seated twist. Bend the knees, left knee comes outside the right foot, and then sit down. So your knee is outside the foot. 2 stages. First stage, hug the leg in, So sit up nice and tall. Pull your right hip sort of down and away as you turn toward the knee. Sit up tall and breathe. Good, and now you can lean back, right hand back, left arm up. This is where I want you to focus on the upper back a little bit. So sit up tall, twist and turn, breathe. Good, one more breath. Good, then counter twist. Opposite side, same thing, lift the upper body up. And think about the upper back, the upper spine. Good, now come on back to the front, uncross the legs, Navasana or boat pose, so lean back in the little core, 30 seconds, lift up, shoulders down, breath smooth. If you're more comfortable, you could straighten the legs. Good, just 10 more seconds, maybe lift up a little bit taller. One more inhale, lift it, cross the legs, set the hands. If you really want to work your core, this is where it happens. You set the hands and lift, and jump back to Chaturanga. So that's typically a bit more advanced, so don't worry if that doesn't happen. You can step back, downward facing dog. Take a moment, bend your left leg, push the right heel down. Big, big stretch in the back of that leg. Good. And then left leg when you're ready, take it up. Bring it forward. Stay on the back toes. And then come up to crescent pose again. A little hip flexor stretch. Arms up. Shoulders relaxed. Arms out to the side right away. Using your breathing too. We focused on breathing a bit yesterday, but I want you to lift the heart up, lean back slightly, and breathe extra deep. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you're going to be at the end. One more inhale, and then lean forward, look forward, come on up. Warrior three. Warrior three, hold steady, right? So you ultimately want to build those intrinsic muscles. And then half moon, so left hand down to the block or not, flexing that back foot. If your balance is more comfortable, you're going to turn and look up. You don't have to look up, but definitely breathe. Good. Looking down from there, bend that leg slightly, come on back up, warrior three, and then reverse it, right hand down, left arm up, lengthen the upper body, twist and turn and breathe. Good, one more breath. And then seated twist. So bend the knees and right knee outside the left foot. Twist and turn. Sit up tall. So in my running tabulation for November so far, I think I'm really only at like 18 miles. I need to ramp up my running. What's today? The 18th. I'm basically 3/4 of a mile per day behind. Lean back now, take the right arm up and twist. That's all right, I'm gonna catch up this week and next week. I will make, promise, I will make my 50-mile November. Twist and breathe. One more breath. Good. And then flip it opposite direction. Lift up nice and tall. And again, think about here when you twist this. I know you're going to feel it kind of middle lower back, but I want you to extend the spine up so you can feel it more in the upper back if you can. Breathe. Even turn the head to make that happen. A bit more. Good. Uncross the legs. Navasana again. This time we'll do 15 seconds to one side, 15 to the other. So lean back here and begin. Palms together. Turn to the right. Hold. Good. And then switch it. Same thing. Holding. Good. Back to the center. Lift up. Inhale. Cross the legs. Set the hands. Step or jump. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So however you get there is fine. It obviously changes over time the more you practice. Bend the right leg, push the left heel down. Breathe. Good. And then from here, dropping to the knees. Low plank again. And we'll go for a minute, and we're going to go back to our dolphin pose. Right, so let me just set my timer here. And we'll do a couple little variations. So variations, well, let's do 30 seconds holding, and then 30 seconds in mountain climbers on the forearms. If that's not for you, you just do the whole full minute. Ready? Set, go. Tuck the toes, straighten the legs back. Abdomen strong, shoulders extend, breathe. So part of this is not just strengthening the core, but it's also warming up that upper back and shoulders so that we can stretch it a little bit more. If it's warmer, it'll stretch a little bit more deeply. Abdomen pulls to the spine, shoulders extend. If you want the mountain climbers, now's your time. So right knee, just careful on the knees, but you can lift the hips just a little bit, not too much. Back and forth here. Good. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dolphin. So lift the hips, walk the feet a bit closer, push back, really stretch and push back. One more breath. Good. Look at the hands and push the arms straight again. Downward facing dog. Pause and breathe. Good. Drop to the knees again. Come down onto the heels. Just sitting back. We're going to do a little shoulder stretch here where we kind of wrap the arms. So if you haven't seen this, I'll show you from behind. So the idea is you take the right arm up. It's my right arm. Bend the knee. Go ahead and grab your elbow here and then pull it behind your head. And then left hand reaches back around. You may or may not touch. It doesn't matter. If you had a towel or a strap, you could use that. But then part of the idea is pushing your head back into the arm to get a deep, deep inner shoulder stretch. Rotator cuff. Breathe. Just do what you can regardless. You could even grab your shirt if you weren't able to reach. But if you can, just push your head into the arm so it goes back, right? So from there, not only pushing the head back into the arm, but sometimes as you do that, you immediately puff the chest forward. What I want you to do is engage the abdomen, bring the ribs down, and then isolate that shoulder stretch. A couple more breaths. Excuse me. Very good. Then release it slowly. And then shoulder rolls. Just to create a little bit of mobility and flexibility in there. Opposite side. So, and by the way, if the legs start to hurt a little bit, just come up onto the knees. That's fine. But opposite arm. So now this is my left arm. Just bend it behind your head. And then if you can, grab the elbow. Right hand grabs the elbow, brings it across the body. And then if you can, this is harder, especially if you're right-handed, because now you need that right arm to go all the way back and around and under, all right, to grab the fingertips. And then the main idea, whether you can grab or not, is kind of pushing the head back into the arm if possible. So without puffing the chest up. Breathe. One more breath, big stretch. Good, and then release. All right, shoulder rolls again, forward and back, forward and back. So now we're gonna move into a little back bend here. So come up onto the knees, and Ustrasana, which is the normal back bend we do, but believe it or not, it is a shoulder stretch and obviously upper back. If you just kind of lean back and go into this, you might feel it in the lower back a heck of a lot more than the upper back. So I want you to see if you can feel more in the middle thoracic spine. So you want to lengthen the upper body up. First, we're going to start with half. So left hand to the heel. So I always start with the toes tucked because it's just easier to get to the heel. And then right arm up. And see if you can kind of reach up first. Make sure it's safe for your spine. Lift up. Start to lean back. Breathe. Maybe hips forward. One more breath. Good. Now slowly come forward, abdomen strong. You're sinking into the lower back, so if it's tender at all, that's going to exacerbate it, so you have to engage the abdomen. Now to the other side, same thing. Right hand down to the heel, left arm up. Lean back and breathe. Excuse me, lift up. One more breath. I guess 5:30 is too early. Abdomen strong, come on back down. Rest for a moment. So just pause and rest. A little counter stretch for your back. Pause. You can move a little side to side here. We're gonna go one more like that. Both hands to the heels, and if you're more flexible, you can even just point the toes back. So if you're pointing the toes back this way, you're gonna have to go deeper into the spine, and you're gonna have to go back and lower. But what I want you to think about is your heart center getting pulled up, so you get out of the lower back. So if you want, tuck the toes, have the heels a little higher, or point the toes, your choice. I'm gonna keep mine tucked, one heel at a time, going back, and then drive the hips forward, lift the heart up, drop the head back. And by the way, if that's all too much for you, you can just have the hands in the waist, lift the heart up, lean back with the chin down, and just feel it in your spine. That's totally fine. A few more breaths. Good, abdomen strong. Slowly come out. And then child's pose again. You have a block, grab it again. Good, child's pose, deep breath. Good. And then sort of grand finale here, if you want this, don't call me. Grand finale, if you want the Pinchamayurasana, then you're gonna set the hands here, and then what we're gonna do is come back and then kick up. If not, then you can move over to frog pose. Just take a nice deep stretch. Only gonna be there for about a minute or so. So your frog pose here, knees wide, feet apart. Nice big hip stretch. Don't worry about the inversion. All right. So I'll set the timer so we're really about a minute, maybe minute and a half. But those of you that want to go a little bit deeper, because now that you've opened up your upper back a little bit more, you can go up into this arm balance. I would say the disclaimer or counter indication is just be careful not to fall. If you kick up too far too fast, it's a little bit of a yard sale. when you fall out of it, so just be careful. But from here, if you can, right into this, right, it's a little hop, and the idea is you're getting your shoulders up, your hips up over the shoulders, and then, if you can, you straighten the legs, and then push up a little bit higher. So you're balancing in the middle of the room here. And again, if you had a wall, you could also be by the wall. All right. If you want to give it a shot, but you're not quite ready for balancing, A, you could be near the wall. B, you can just start to hop up and train your body to understand what it's like to have your hips over your shoulders. If you kick too far, too fast, you're going to spin out, and it's a little bit strange and harder to fall. It's not like handstand, it's a little different. So let's do it again, one more. If you're going to kick up, all right, you just kick up and feel what it feels like to get those hips above the shoulders, and then you push up higher. So you get that same stretch that we did in dolphin. Good. And then come on down. And if you're in frog, you can come out of there, back to the center. We're going to go right into pigeon pose. So downward facing dog for a moment. And then right leg forward. Pigeon pose. So remember, should not hurt the knee. If it does, you got to take reclining pigeon. Reclining pigeon is this. On the back, figure 4 stretch, pulling the knees in. So if you're okay, we'll go about a minute and a half on each side. So pigeon pose, I'll set the timer and relax. And then make my announcement about my 5-day challenge. We sort of launched where you can sign up for it yesterday. It's good, we're up to about 100 people so far, so that'll be super fun. It starts this Saturday. And basically think of it as a retreat. So it's kind of like a 5-day retreat. There'll be yoga, fitness, meditation, all kinds of things, all done via the internet. So you can either go to, I guess my website is probably the easiest, teddymcdonald.com. And then under courses, there's a 5-day revitalizing challenge. I can post the link to the Facebook group in here in today's class. So if you're there, you can, but there's a Facebook group. If you're not on Facebook, it doesn't matter. You can do an email version, or you can get into that platform, Conscious Endurance, and it'll all be there too. So super fun, and just a way to kind of like reset, get rid of 2020, which we're all sort of done with, and set ourselves up for a really good, healthy holiday season and a great start to a new year. So that's the plan, that's the idea. So I hope that you can make it. It's totally free, so you can do it. Just a fun way to kind of, get people together. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. It's funny, I was initially like, oh yeah, I want to do a nice little challenge, and I was thinking of doing a 14-day or 15-day, and then I thought, and then time was running out. I was like, screw it, I'm just going to do a 5-day, and I'll just make it free. But then, as I started doing it, I started figuring out all the stuff that we need to figure out. I was like, oh, this is kind of like a retreat. And if you don't know me that well, I love retreats. My first ever retreat that I did was in Santa Barbara, a place called Zaca Lake, which was so cool. And my second ever retreat that I did was in Mammoth Mountain. It was a snowboard and yoga retreat, which was so cool. Since then, I've done trips to, we do our annual Jackson Hole trip. We do Africa, India, Peru, Fiji, Costa Rica, France, Italy, all over the place. Nicaragua, so fun. So I love it. This one will be virtual, yay. But at least we can get a bunch of people kind of just thinking in a more positive way, and between the pandemic, the election, the civil unrest, all this, the economic impact. It's all a lot for all of us to handle. So the main thing is that we just try to keep our brain healthy, right? Last few breaths in our body. Good. All right, you guys. Now, come on up from there. Bring both legs forward. Shake them out for a moment. Shake the legs out, flex the feet, reach the arms up, fold all the way down, forward. Drop the head down, stretch. So you could stay here and stretch a little bit longer if you want. Otherwise, we're going to roll back, take the legs up and over for plow and shoulder stand. Plow and shoulder stand do not work for you, then skip it and stay here. The main reasons they wouldn't work is because it hurts the neck, or if you're a woman on your cycle, first, second day, you probably don't want to go upside down. Otherwise, up and back and over your head here. Breathe. And then straighten the legs up. Breath smooth. Good. Legs wide, flex the feet. A few breaths. Good. Bend the knees, soles of the feet together. And then legs up from there. Down over the head slowly. And then come on, roll down and take our final twist. So right leg pulls in, give it a nice big squeeze and stretch. And roll to the left side. Gentle twist. Notice in the twist for you where there's the resistance, right? So for me, it's definitely thoracic. Kind of upper back. I can almost get my knee down, but this arm doesn't go down, so I know it's upper back more. Switch sides. Same thing. Pulling the knee in and then roll to your opposite side. Breathe. Good, one more breath. That's it. Back to the center. And Shavasana, final rest. Let me just close that door for the truck. We'll do 2 to 3 minutes. Shavasana, final rest. Go ahead and take a nice big cleansing breath. Deep inhale. And exhale. Totally relaxing here. Good. Go ahead and slowly bring your left hand to your heart center, right hand to your belly. Pause for a moment. And then slowly bend the knees, roll to your right side. And then up to the seated position, sitting up nice and tall. Short meditation here to close. Just sit up tall, palms up, eyes closed, a couple breaths in and out of the nose. So again, so much of this, regardless of what we do physically, is really about coming back to this place of calmness and peace and connection to something greater, something deeper inside yourself. So you find a little sense of peace and contentment and joy and happiness that's not necessarily dependent on outside stuff, people. Okay, bring palms together at the heart. Take a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for every breath. Namaste. Namaste, my friends. Thank you very much for showing up. Thanks for bringing your energy. I appreciate it. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow, or my backyard tomorrow, for, I don't know, what is this, class number 206? So 207 tomorrow? I forget. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you very much. And don't forget, sign up for the 5-day Revitalizing Challenge. And I'll post it in the link below, or it's on my Instagram profile. So you'll